as promised, the lesson you've all been waiting for. If you saw the lesson on counting syllables and you wonder, why do I have to count syllables? This is why. So, we are going to make superlative adjectives. How exciting! I know you can't wait, neither can I. Let's get to it. First of all, you have to know what a superlative adjective is. Superlative adjectives talks about the best, the number one, the top, the cream of the crop, which means the best thing you can imagine. So, think of your favorite actor or actress. You can say, for example, my favorite actor
Jason Statham
is the most amazing actor ever. There are no other actors that I would compare him to. Superlative means number one, the best. So, let's look at the rules when you have to do this in your grammar. Beautiful grammar. Ha! Going insane with grammar. Make it easy for you. If the adjective has one syllable, all you're going to do is add the plus est. So if we take the example of cold. Cold, if you watch the counting syllable lessons, has one syllable. Because it has one syllable, all we're going to do to make it into a superlative is add the plus est. So it now becomes the coldest. That's easy. So when you count a one-syllable word or one-syllable adjective, all you have to do is add the original adjective plus est. That's fun. Now, it gets more difficult as time goes on. If your word has one or two syllables, so one or two vowel sounds, and the word ends in a Y. For example, we will use the word busy. Busy is two syllables. It ends in a Y. What you have to do is you have to change the Y to an I, and then you're going to add the plus est. So busy, we have to change the Y, magic, to an I, and you're going to add est. It's very important to put the. So I can say, Young Street is the busiest street in my city. Got it? So, one or two syllables that ends in a Y, change it to I and add est. If the adjective has more than one syllable, so two or more syllables, and does not end in a Y, you're not even going to use est. You have to change it completely. You're going to use the most plus the original adjective. So, ladies and gentlemen, please think of the most beautiful actor or more actress that you can imagine. I would say, whatever the actress's name is the most beautiful. Beautiful. How many syllables does beautiful have? Beautiful has 3 syllables. So, because it has more than 2 syllables, it has 3, you're going to change it to the most beautiful. I will let you take a second and sort this out in your brain. These are the very, very basic rules. But with everything in grammar, there are exceptions. I'll come back with more. We're back with the exceptions. Exceptions to every rule ever in English language. There are many, especially in grammar. So, the rules that I've taught you, these are the exceptions to them. And I'm sure there's 100 more that I don't know. If you know any that I haven't mentioned, please comment. Teach me grammar. How's that? These are the ones that are the most popular and the most common. Good. We do not say one syllable good. The goodest. The more good? No. This one is completely different. These two I like to call the rebel adjectives. They don't need no rules, okay? Good magically changes to the best in the superlative form. So I can say EngVid is the best website ever. Bad, we don't say the baddest or the most bad. We say the worst. I think that lamb, meh, is the worst food ever. I hate lamb, meh. No lamb for me. Another rule. This is with the one syllable rule that I taught you. Are you ready? If the word has 3 letters, or if it has 3 letter sounds, you have to do something at the end of the letter, at the end of the word. What you have to do, you have to double, which means 2 times, the last consonant if the word has 3 letters or 3 letter sounds. For example, big. Big has 3 letters. We have a consonant, a vowel, and a consonant. What we must do to make this superlative, because it is one syllable, we're going to add EST, but you must double the last consonant. So, it's actually going to be the biggest. The pronunciation does not change. Yay! But the spelling changes. I don't like spelling. It's difficult. So remember, 3 or more words or sounds in 3 or more letters, not words. What are you doing? 3 or more sounds or letters in one word, you must double the last consonant. There's only one example I can really think of that would have more than 3 words, and the word is thin. Thin means skinny or not fat. This word has sound, an I and an N. You look at it and go, oh, but it's 4 letters. It doesn't matter. This has 1 sound, 2 sound, 3 sounds. So it's 3 sounds. What I'm going to do is I'm going to double the last consonant, and then I get to add my EST. Don't forget the. So I'm going to say the thinnest. Angela Jolie is the thinnest person I've ever seen in my life. She needs to eat some lamb. Bye. Oh, I forgot one. I'm not leaving you yet. This is one that is very, very common. Even a famous person said it. Oh, famous people don't know their grammar too well, do they? This word fun, if you think of the rules, how many syllables? Okay, fun, 1 vowel, 1 syllable. Funnest. No. Okay? I don't know why. I have no idea. This is another exception to the rule. You have to say the most fun. Why? I don't know. I have no idea. Fun is another one of those rebellious adjectives. Doesn't like to be with the other adjectives. So you have to change this to the most fun. Whee! Bye.